Welcome to today's edition of Crypto Corner at InvestorIdeas.com. News on what's driving the cryptocurrency market. Hey everyone, this is Sam Mowers here, and welcome to episode 453 of the Crypto Corner podcast. For news today, Bitcoin has lost its support at $11,000 as markets falter. More broadly, bitFlyer Europe has integrated PayPal. tZero has appointed Nasdaq's former EVP to its board, and Bitfarms has entered an equipment lease and an LOI with BlockFills. But just before we jump into today's show, a quick reminder that if you enjoy this podcast, please feel free to share it or leave us a review. And while you're at it, I recommend checking out some of the other podcasts on InvestorIdeas.com, such as the Cannabis Podcast, the Clean Tech and Climate Change Podcast, both of which will bring you up to speed on the latest stock news and trends in their respective spaces. Alright, so Bitcoin is down this morning as we start another week. After having seemed to have secured support above $11,000 again on Saturday, it faltered somewhat on Sunday before dropping to its present trading price of about $10,600 at the time of recording, that is according to data from CoinMarketCap. Now, this downtrend roughly correlates with declines observed in stock and futures markets, a resurgence of coronavirus concerns in particularly European markets, which may result in a new wave of lockdowns, and an uptick in the US dollar. Crypto exchange bitFlyer's European subsidiary has announced the integration of PayPal, allowing that continent's users to deposit funds to the bitFlyer Europe platform to buy cryptocurrencies safely and securely. PayPal, by the way, trades on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol PYPL. Jacek Bastin, that's the business strategy manager at bitFlyer Europe, explained, quote, "The cryptocurrency space is still in its infancy, and despite the ecosystem growing, the industry is still daunting for newcomers. Given that approximately a third of European e-commerce payments are being processed through PayPal, we are more than thrilled to provide users with a deposit method they know and rely upon. The process to deposit through PayPal is entirely frictionless, secure, and reliable, with users to be credited near to instantly." End quote. tZero, the blockchain and crypto arm of Overstock, which trades on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol OSTK, has appointed former Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer of Nasdaq, John Jacobs, to its board of directors. Now, that board's chairman, Jonathan Johnson, commented, quote, "I am pleased to welcome John to tZero's board of directors. John brings valuable experience in leading transformative projects in capital markets, which will play an important role in providing strategic guidance on tZero's growth strategy." End quote. Bitfarms Limited, which trades on the TSXV under the ticker symbol BITF, has entered into an equipment lease with BlockFills for the delivery and installation of 2,000 WhatsMiner M31S miners by the end of October 2020. Additionally, Bitfarms has signed a non-binding letter of intent, or LOI, with BlockFills to provide additional lease financing for approximately 7,000 more new generation miners by the end of 2020. The latter is described in the press release as the first electronic off-exchange digital liquidity provider. Emmy Grodsky, the interim CEO of Bitfarms, explained, quote, "With the 1,850 miners purchased in June, the 1,000 miners leased in August, and the latest lease of 2,000 miners, Bitfarms will have added approximately 360 petahash by the end of October, and we expect more capacity to be added before the end of 2020. We are thrilled to have partnered with BlockFills to seek further leased equipment in the coming months. With our existing competitively priced electricity infrastructure, we believe we are at a competitive advantage to operations that rely on hosting, and given this strategic partnership with BlockFills, we are firmly positioned to be one of the leading public crypto mining operations in North America, both in terms of computing power and profitability." End quote. That does it for today's Crypto Corner. If you would like to be a guest or sponsor for this podcast, contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website. And this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products, services, or securities. Investors are reminded all investment involves risk and possible loss of investment. To hear more InvestorIdeas.com podcasts, please visit InvestorIdeas.com/audio. And a reminder, you can also hear our podcasts on Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio.com, and Google Play Music.